Let's begin. But first, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to James' Stories. Snow fell softly outside the cafe window, each flake drifting down like a reminder of everything Elena had lost this year. Christmas Eve used to be her favorite night. There were once candles on the windowsill, cinnamon in the air, and laughter bouncing off the walls of a warm apartment she shared with someone who promised forever. Now, there was only a chipped mug of lukewarm coffee, a half-lit Christmas tree in the corner of the cafe, and an ache in her chest she couldn't seem to shake. Elena sat alone at a small table near the window, her coat still on, fingers wrapped tightly around the mug as if it could keep her from falling apart. The cafe was nearly empty, just the hum of soft carols playing overhead and the occasional clink of dishes behind the counter. She had told herself she didn't mind being alone. She had told herself this was just another night. But Christmas Eve had a way of exposing the truth. 6 months ago, her life had collapsed quietly. No dramatic fight. No screaming, goodbye, just a letter on the kitchen counter, a packed suitcase by the door, and the realization that the man she loved had already moved on, emotionally and physically, long before he walked out. Her family lived across the country. Her friends were busy with their own celebrations. And Elena, who once believed she'd have a family of her own by now, sat watching happy couples walk past the window, holding hands, laughing, living the life she had imagined. She blinked quickly, refusing to cry. That was when the bell above the cafe door rang. A rush of cold air swept in, followed by the sound of small boots stomping snow off the mat. Elena looked up, and something shifted. A tall man stepped inside, shaking snow from his dark coat. He looked to be in his late 30s, broad-shouldered, polished but tired in a way money couldn't hide. His jaw was dusted with stubble, his eyes sharp yet gentle as they scanned the room. Beside him stood a little boy, maybe 6 or 7, bundled in a puffy jacket and red scarf. He looked around with wide eyes, clearly impressed by the twinkling lights and the modest Christmas tree. "Dad," the boy whispered loudly, "this place smells like cookies." The man smiled, an unguarded, genuine smile that softened his entire face. "I think that's a good sign, don't you, Leo?" Elena's heart gave an unexpected flutter. They walked to the counter, ordering hot chocolate with extra marshmallows and coffee, strong enough to survive a Christmas Eve, the man joked. His voice was warm, calm, the kind that made people feel safe without trying. As they waited, the little boy turned, and his eyes landed on Elena. He stared at her for a moment, then smiled brightly. "Hi," he said, waving. Caught off guard, Elena hesitated, then lifted her hand in a small wave back. "Hi." The boy tugged on his father's sleeve. "Dad, that lady looks sad." Elena felt her cheeks burn. The man immediately crouched down. "Leo, we don't." "It's okay," Elena interrupted softly. She offered a fragile smile. "He's not wrong." The man straightened and met her eyes. Up close, his presence was steady. Grounded. Like someone who had learned how to hold the weight of the world without letting it crush him. "I'm sorry," he said gently. "Kids have a way of saying what adults think." She nodded. "They do." Their drinks arrived, and the man hesitated, then gestured toward her empty table. "Would you mind if we joined you? Every other table seems lonely tonight." Elena glanced around. The cafe was quiet, almost echoing. "I don't mind," she said after a moment. "I could use the company." They sat. Leo climbed into the chair across from her, immediately focused on his hot chocolate. "I'm Leo," he announced. "And this is my dad. He's very rich." The man groaned. "Leo." Elena laughed, a real laugh, surprising herself. "Nice to meet you, Leo." "I'm Elena." The man shook his head, amused. "I'm Daniel. And for the record, my son thinks anyone with more than $5 is rich." Leo leaned forward. "But you are rich." Daniel sighed. "Apparently." Elena smiled, but something about Daniel's eyes told her there was more to that story. Wealth, yes, but also loss. As they talked, the minutes slipped by unnoticed. Leo told her about his school play, about how he wanted a dog but was negotiating with his dad, and about how his mom used to make the best pancakes in the world. Daniel grew quiet at that. She passed away 3 years ago, he said gently when he noticed Elena's questioning glance. Cancer. I'm sorry, Elena whispered. He nodded. Thank you. There was a shared understanding in that moment, two people sitting across from each other, both carrying grief shaped differently but heavy all the same. You're alone tonight? Daniel asked softly. Yes, Elena admitted. Didn't plan it this way. Life just happened. He studied her for a moment, then smiled. Life tends to do that. Leo suddenly gasped. Dad. We forgot. Forgot what? Daniel asked. The extra gingerbread man. Leo hopped off his chair and ran to the counter. Daniel chuckled, then looked at Elena. He's been keeping me alive since his mother passed. Reminds me how to feel joy again. He's doing a good job, Elena said, her voice thick. Daniel hesitated, then said, we were supposed to go home after this. Big empty house. Too quiet. But, would you like to join us instead? Elena blinked. Join you? For Christmas Eve, he clarified. Nothing fancy. Just pizza, bad Christmas movies, and a kid who insists on staying up past his bedtime. She felt tears sting her eyes again, but this time, they were different. I'd like that, she said. Leo returned, triumphant, holding a gingerbread man. She's coming, right? Daniel smiled at his son. Yes, buddy. She is. Outside, the snow continued to fall. Inside, something warm and unexpected bloomed. For the first time in a long time, Elena didn't feel invisible. She felt chosen. And on a Christmas Eve, she thought would break her, a billionaire single father and his son walked in, and quietly changed everything. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to James Stories.